welcome. I'm Sandra Nam. I'm with Kiko, stands for Quality In, Quality Out, and I'm excited to share with you the Association Marketplace for our consultant partners here today. And before I begin, I'd love to just ask Carl and Jesse, if you don't mind, just quickly introducing yourself, who you are, what you do, what you provide for the association community, and anything else you'd like to share.
Sure. My name is Carl Weaver. I'm the president of Broken Column Press, and it's a boutique book publishing company. We're located in Alexandria, Virginia, near the DC area. And in fact, you mentioned earlier before you started the recording, Cecilia Sepp. I just helped her publish her first book, and we've got a number of books on the way too that she's working on. So, I try to go from inspiration to publication and help people along the way in with whatever they need in that process.
Oh, fantastic. Great to know.
I can publish a book for you guys too, but
Awesome. Thanks for, okay, awesome. Jesse, what about you?
That's such a cool role. I'm Jesse. I'm with A Church Consulting, and we are a small firm that helps associations and other membership-based organizations with all of their technology and kind of figuring out how staff can better utilize technology so that organizations get a better return on their investment. So AMS selection, implementation, all those types of things, all the way through adoption, which is the big one for people ongoing, so that everybody can be on the same page and learn the tips and tricks and all those good things and have, better standard operating procedures and know strengths and where opportunities lie. Yeah.
Really cool. Great. A Church Consulting has been up and coming. I feel like not up and coming, has been around, but I just feel like is doing a
They're on the
lot more
move.
these days. On the move. Yes. Thank you, Lucas. And so it's great to
Yeah.
have you here, Jesse.
Thank
Um,
you so much.
One more question I'd love to, I didn't anticipate asking this, but just to let folks who are watching this afterwards know, what current channels are you using to market your company, your products and services, or what other uh, uh, areas do you use or tools, channels, et cetera, social media, um, to further your content and your marketing on a day to day?
I'm using mainly LinkedIn and also word of mouth, but a lot of connecting with people on LinkedIn and trying to blast out a unified message to folks.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do a lot of LinkedIn as well. Rebecca A. Church, our founder and CEO, is very well known in the industry. So she's also, it seems like it's kind of a miraculous level of appearances and speaking engagement. So that's that's another kind of way we're getting it out there. To your point, Carl, word of mouth is a big thing for these small organizations. So we're expanding though. That's what we're trying to do here today too.
Okay, cool. So we're excited to introduce to you the Association Marketplace, and how it works is that the Association Marketplace is the first instance to then create a network of association marketplaces. So associations are a community in and of themselves. And so that's why we created the Association Marketplace. But just like association executives need a way to discover and learn more about companies and services that help serve them, they also have an ecosystem of members and potential sellers in their industry that they'd like to create for their association. So that's what I mean by it's a network of association marketplaces, but we are first starting here in the association marketplace, where we're inviting you to participate and take advantage of all the tools and the features that we have.
I'm going to double up on that one, Sandra, because often when we give the demos, people ask a question. And to emphasize this, the first marketplace we're creating is for the association community itself. And then each association might want their own marketplace for their members and their industry partners. And all of these marketplaces are in a network. So it makes it easy for someone who's paying for one association as a vendor can also jump over and help pay into another association. So it's a source of non-dues revenue for each association that wants one.
Great, thanks, Lucas. All right, so the association marketplace is essentially a hub where suppliers, industry partners, consultants, vendors can all get discovered, and also to create marketing materials, also push out any marketing that they are currently doing in other channels. And it's a source of information for association executives to find, view, and also to make recommendations to each other, ask for recommendations to each other, just see who else is in the community, what's going on, and to also just find the events that are happening, like webinars or other in-person events or other, community gatherings. And so I will walk through the marketplace, what it looks like, all the different features, and then afterwards I will walk you through how you can get your own company page set up. And Lucas is here as my sidekick to work through any technical.
And to set up
things.
expectations too, someone can, like either of you or anyone watching this recording, you're going to be able to set up a free company page with a basic listing that's quite extensive. And you could set it up in a matter of minutes. And then for a very reasonable fee for consultants here, there's a special deal where they have free access through Cecilia's network, but the cost's really affordable. And then you do a little bit of work to connect the marketplace to your newsletter or to your blog. It's a one-time connection. And then every time you're publishing on those platforms, it also shows up in the marketplace. So that's the mentality we're taking, how to make it easy for you as industry partners and consultants to get the word out about what you're already doing and publishing elsewhere into a stream that makes it easy for it to be discovered by additional people.
Yes, and wanted to also, thanks for reminding me, make a very specific shout out to Cecilia Sepp, Barbara Armentrout, and Bruce Rosenthal, who are spearheading the Nonprofit Consultants Collective and who are the ones that are helping us to design this with you and for you, especially the consultants who support associations. Great. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and show you the Association Marketplace. So here we are on the landing page, and once you join, you just click enter and you land on the stream. So the concept of the stream, it might have similar feeling, look, such as other social media platforms like LinkedIn, and that's what we were striving for. It's a social place. It's for a community. And essentially you come to the stream, and what we do is we publish automatically all the news, the events, the content that's being published from many different sources all together here on the Marketplace stream. So you see here we have an event that's coming up, podcasts that have been recently published, news, blogs, articles that have also been published recently. And the way it works is that you'll see them all rolled up by day. So here's all the news published on January 9th, on the 8th, you go backwards, so on and so forth. New members that have joined. So just like a literal stream, you kind of see what's flowing down and can access all the content. We've also parsed out some of the formats that we think people would want to see in an organized way, such as the podcasts and jobs, for instance. When they are made, also ultimately the recommendations that people are asking or making out there. And then I'll show you how this works, but insights, which is a cool feature for a lot of the companies that are in the marketplace. So you might want to publish, there's nothing here currently, but you might want to publish a white paper or a specific insight that you have, and it comes specifically into the stream here.
And the reason you might want to do that is that it allows you to put out those white papers and videos, and in exchange for you providing this for the association community broadly, they give you their email address to view the thing that you've prepared for them. So it's a lead gen tool for your business.
We'll go
Question.
into-
Sorry.
Yes.
So is there a search function? So if I'm searching for, I don't know, a podcast on implementation, let's say, is there a way that I can go in, aside from obviously just going into insights or each individual category and scrolling, is there a search function?
Not yet, but I love that idea. You're the first to ask for it, Jesse, and I'm going to
Oh,
build it. Wonderful.
amazing. Well, that was easy.
Yes, great recommendation there. We also have an RFI tool and system that we just recently launched. We're fine tuning it, but essentially the idea is that maybe an association executive comes here, wants to put out an RFI in a specific category. They're looking for a new AMS or looking for a new platform for something. And so basically they put out an RFI in a category. It spreads the word to all the folks that are signed up in that particular category. And then you have the ability to respond to that RFI, and it makes it really easy to just do the whole proposal process, which we completely recognize is a beast for everybody involved.
Yeah, we've heard a lot, especially at the consultants breakfast at ASA Annual in Cleveland this past year, that people are just generally not excited about how RFPs, requests for proposals, normally work. So in the middle, we built this for RFIs, which is more of a lightweight, informal way to get a few questions asked by the organization that's looking for that vendor, looking for that consultant or that industry partner. They say, I'm looking for these 5 questions, and they're just small paragraph answers. And then if when people respond with these short answers, they get shortlisted for a full-blown RFP process, the regular RFP process. So this way, if you're shortlisted, you know that you have more chance that you might actually get this, and it's not just something that they're putting up there and wasting someone's time. You feel like there's actually a need. So you're on that shortlist and you're willing to put that more time in. So that's what we were thinking when we built this, how to save time.
When something comes in like that, what's the notification process? Does it email you? Does it give you a little number somewhere?
Absolutely. Yes. So when you create your company page, you can also create pages for each one of your services or products.
Oh, okay.
And then you will tag those services and products with up to 3 categories. So when the RFI comes in, like Sandra's about to create one here, she hits a drop down and she types something into, here's all the different categories. If an RFI is published in that category, you'll be notified automatically if you have a premium subscription. So everyone through Cecilia's network will get a free premium subscription, and then you get notice, and then you can choose to respond if you think that if it's worth your time.
Great. Thank you.
Just want to briefly show you on the right-hand side of the stream, you'll see a quick snapshot of the upcoming events, and there's a location to see all the events in one place.
We pull those events in from several calendars, like ASA's Collaborate, many of the state level association, the state level SAEs, also Association Forum, and also UST Education, all these great places that are producing all these events. And it's just sometimes hard to keep track of all of them. So we put them all in one stream. And there is Professionals for Association Revenue, for example, Georgia Society of Association Executives.
Yes, and so what we've done is we pulled currently a list of event calendars, and as a company member, if you once you sign up, you also have the ability to add events. So manually, you can add an individual event. Maybe you want to host an open office hour, or you want to host a webinar. You can simply do that, and you can follow the instructions on how to do that. But the idea is that you have a full-on platform to market, be in the networks, host events, put out your content.
And those events can take place anywhere. Let's say you have a Zoom link or you're using some other platform, just take the link to that platform where you want people to register and you put it here. Our goal with the marketplace is to be a pointer for all the great things that are happening across the community. We're not trying to keep it here. We're trying to help people get to where it is.
So with the events, can you, I assume you can have like an in-person thing, right? Like you can put
Absolutely.
a physical address in there.
Exactly, Carl. And you can put in the link for people to register. So they'll go right into your Eventbrite. If you're charging people for that event or it's free, either way, that's between you and the registrants. And we're going to bring those registrants to you.
Great. Yeah, I actually have something. So once I get my account set up, I have a small industry event that I'll probably want to put up there. So this is awesome.
Yeah. And if you for instance, might also have already an event calendar and you publish that. We are happy to, once you sign up, happy to integrate your calendar and do that as well so that it kind of automatically rolls up like this. But then there are also, of course, those one-off instances where you want to do something manually, you add that event here. But if you have already an event calendar that you're utilizing, we can integrate that as well.
What platforms would the event calendar need to be set up on so that you could integrate it? Like
Oh.
like for me, like if I'm going to produce an event calendar, what does that need to be set on so that you can pull from it?
The great news is just published on a public web page, and then
Oh,
we
okay.
use AI to go in and parse it out.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Great. So I'll be hopping back and forth a little bit, but I'll go back to the stream for a moment and show you that in addition to that snapshot of what's upcoming, and then you see, you notice here that here's like a snapshot of the upcoming events. But then here, when the event is actually coming up, on that day or that time, you'll see it pop up here and it says happening soon. You can just kind of see who else is active in the site. You see who's endorsing what products or services here. And I'll show you how that works too, because as a company page or with products and services, you can go out to your clients and ask for endorsements, kind of like a Google review or Yelp reviews, but instead here it's within our industry. And so you can have that daylit for your audience. All right, so that's the stream. So it's like that catch-all place for everything to be published on a daily basis. You also have the ability to make a company post similar to LinkedIn, but here this is a specific feature for just company members who have the ability to announce, publish information, etc. This is not like LinkedIn where it's a free-for-all. Anybody can create an account and make a company post. But anybody here who does, like any user, can use these features. I want to ask for a consultant that does strategic planning. I want to make a recommendation on a really cool consultant who we had a great experience with, and they did leadership training. Those are the basic features in the RFI, as we mentioned. Okay, so now I'll go to the directory, which is honestly actually where we started, why we started building the marketplace platform out. We realized there was legacy products like buyer's guides, places to just go find a listing of companies and services. But now we realized, oh, there's a way to make them more dynamic. So you see here we've landed on the recommendations in the directory, which again, we're trying to surface the great word of mouth from other folks in the community who've either utilized different products and services, want to make a recommendation, and we put that first out there. But then if you want to go to a directory, you click on products and services, and here on the left panel are the list of categories and subcategories, and where you can also find featured products and services. You can search and look for products and services and companies. But the cool thing about this is that it's not just a list of companies.
Mhm.
It's a whole directory of company pages who have many different products and services that they offer. And here I'll give you an example. If I were to click on USC Education's company page, and you will have the same capabilities. You design your company page as you'd like. You add your information. You can tag yourselves to different categories. And here's the neat thing is that you then have the ability to specify the different products and services that you offer. And I'll go to our page to show you as a similar example or another example. Have your own banner image, your logo. You can have a hero video if you'd like. And again, you can see all the different products and services that our company offers. You could do the same. Then there are other cool features that we also created, like the ability to add to your solutions. I've used Kiko's event platform, so you can add this to your solution stack, endorse them, so on and so forth.
I'll make a note here that what we're talking now is you've seen the basics: create a company page, create your product pages, get some endorsements. That's the minimum to really get some use out of it. Sonar's starting to talk about these advanced features, which we think will make this really sticky and enjoyable and engaging for more of a community to be built around it. Sonar's talking about how an individual association exec can go in and mark something as this is in my stack, my tech stack, or my solution stack, in other words. In other words, I'm at this small staff association and I use this, 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 and this. And I endorse these. Sometimes what you use is not what you endorse. And you can easily say, this is what I use. And then you can start seeing, given what you use, how do executives at similar small staff associations, what are they using? Using machine learning, we can help you see what others in the community are using when they're in a similar situation as you. But this is getting into the engagement level. So I want to point that out. And there's so much here. It's a full feature platform, but you don't need to get all the way in. Our goal is to help you get a lot of value out of it by just putting in a little bit of time, setting up a company page, connecting your blog, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And also just visually to stop here again about differentiating what a company's products and services are is also important because maybe you all are in the consultant category, but you have very specific services that you offer. And it's important to let users know or potential buyers know what kind of consultants or consulting services you provide. And I think that's an important differentiator here. So you can say, you know, as I mentioned before, you provide consulting for leadership training for a C-suite, or maybe you're actually providing a fractional service in a particular category. So you want to be able to actually specify what services you provide.
Is there a limit on those?
I will come back to this page in a moment.
Sandra, we
but-
had a question from Jesse.
sorry.
Is there a limit on the number of services? Free accounts can have one service, and those that are on premium can have unlimited services.
Okay.
And just again to specify here, you're all coming as part of Cecilia and team's network of consultants. So you have access to the premium features.
Awesome.
Yes, and it sounds like, as if I just signed up, for example, as a free user, I'd have one service. And honestly, what I do, I pretty much have one service. I have a lot of little subparts, but I could also use, like, maybe put an event in there that highlights, instead of just publishing, hey, I've got this thing about, training on how to become a published author, something like that.
Yes.
That's tangential to what I actually do.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I made a mistake in what I was saying when I said free. I should just say basic and premium, because all of you are coming in as premium, but free. So there's free basic, and then there's free premium, which is you.
So something that is pretty neat, and I'll show you here. So I'll go back to the stream. Or actually, sorry, I'll go back to the main page. But here are all the big set of features in the marketplace. So you had the stream, the directory. We talked about the events. I'll skip this for a moment. I'll come back to this. But we have an AI concierge, which is really neat. And I'll show you how it's tied to your company's website, your company page, and your information. So what we've done is connected with OpenAI and ChatGPT, our own instance of AI and ChatGPT, utilizing information and data from our own ecosystem here. So what I mean by that is this is just for folks in the association marketplace. And users coming into the association marketplace can take advantage of this concierge, prompt it, ask it questions, and see what results come out. And so here's some example prompts. I want to know which companies can help with non-dues revenue based on the data that's already in the association marketplace. So I'll use that prompt. And you can see here, these are the companies that provide non-dues revenue solutions, BJA Solutions for Associations, Association Headquarters, Web Scribble, and Scott Ozer can help. You can also see that the concierge has tied it back to the FAQs that have been automatically generated to each of these companies that are in the marketplace. It's just pretty neat. And then this takes you back to their company page.
Okay, I want to double up on that, Sandra. You mentioned how FAQs are automatically generated. So when you create your company page, you'll put in your website, and we will create automatically as these draft FAQs for you based on what you've already written on your website. Here's some FAQs about the products and services you provide. And then you can go in and customize them and put them in your own voice if you like. So when anyone searches for similar related products using the AI concierge, they will discover you through those FAQs that you publish.
So BJA Solutions is one of those that gets prompted here. And I wanted to show you, so that's on the front end of the concierge, but what's also happening on the company's page. So if I go to BJA Solutions for associations, and then you see their FAQs. So once Barbara Armentrout has put in her URL to her website, it goes out, it basically scrapes the website and then generates these FAQs. And you can see here which ones are AI generated and which ones are added manually or edited and changed manually. And that's also another neat feature, is that once it's been generated and you're like, oh, I like this, I can leave it as is, or I can go ahead and edit it, or I can go ahead and add any new FAQs that you'd like to have amongst the list of FAQs. And while I'm here, actually, this is, if you remember when we showed you the Insights tab on the stream, this is where we allow companies with a premium subscription to add insights. It's very similar to, say, LinkedIn Insights, but here you can add a white paper, you can add a document, a link, or a video, what have you. But this is your way to create specific insights for the community to access. It's just a feature here, very simple, upload documents, add things. If you wanted it to turn it into a lead gen, you also have that option as well.
So on those, that's pretty cool. But I'm curious. So if, let's say we have a white paper and it's on our website, behind a form fill on our website, so then we put that that white paper on here, however we do that, then is someone filling out essentially a form twice, or how does that work? Maybe I'm
Jesse,
not.
sure, you'll have the option here. When you put it here, since you're in the rare instance because you've got the infrastructure to already have a form, so I would recommend here you just put the link to your existing form.
Right. Okay.
If you wanted to, you could also put that document here, so it's in two places. The advantage of putting it here is that they're just going to click once and they will give you their contact info. They don't have to type it out because the marketplace already has their contact info. So it's a little easier for the user this way. So you have options here.
Okay. But because they're a user and their information's already in here, they don't have to essentially fill out anything because they already did that by becoming a user.
You'll receive their name and email address. You may receive more information on your custom form, so it'll be your choice which one you want to use.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yes, and just to give you a little of the design thinking behind the way we've done it is we want to make it really easy for the people that are already in the marketplace to give you their email. While you may want more information, like maybe which association they are with or what level, what their position is.
Oh, we built that now, Sandra. So if you scroll down, you'll see there's a
Oh.
custom question that you can put in here.
Oh, look at that. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thanks. That's why Lucas is here. Okay. So, so great. Okay, so if you wanted to ask the custom question, you could do that. But again, just to let you know, our design thinking behind it is that while these other forms that you might have are great and might serve your purpose, what our initial intention is just to make it as super simple as possible for the user to just say, I want access to this thing, but by clicking this button, I'll give you my email address. Okay, so, and then just to repeat where that shows up, if you add anything, it comes flowing down the Insights tab here, and that's where you'd see, oops, did I not do that? But you can get the picture. It comes flowing down the streams on the Insights tab. All right, I'll pause there. Let's see, here we go. Here we go, on the Insights tab. Okay, then I wanted to also bring you to the Live Now, which is our notion of open office hours, live presence, a virtual presence in the marketplace. So just like you would open up a store, turn the lights on, a brick and mortar shop, and you say, I'm we're open, the sign's flipped, I'm open. The same idea here is that you can at any time, if you have a Zoom link or any other video chat link and you're ready to go live, you can do that. And you can announce that, hey, I'm hosting open office hours, maybe once a week, every other week, what have you, any time based on what you'd like to offer to the community. You go live on Zoom and folks will be able to just meet you directly here, just like we are on Zoom right now. And we think that this is a pretty neat feature that it'll take a little bit of time to adopt, but just to let you know what we're thinking too is that maybe we do like an open office Fridays, right? So that we just as a community announce that the association marketplace is hosting its open office hours every Friday. And should you wish to participate, at least it's a concerted effort. So everybody is doing open office hours around that time.
So what does that look like if, so like, let's say I turn my open sign on and I'm here ready to answer questions for anyone who has them. Do they just join my Zoom? Surprise, they're there?
Exactly, that's it. So
Okay.
what we expect is you'll be working on something else on your computer, but on Zoom, you set the chime on so that when someone walks through your virtual door, it's like they hit that bell on some small businesses. When you walk through the door, ding, ding, oh, someone's here. And then you just give your attention to them, answer their questions. It's meant to be informal, impromptu. And then if they'd like a demo or something else or a sales call, you can book that with them at that time. You will show up on that map. So each business will have their own pin in the map. And on the right-hand side, you see it says example company. So if you're coming to connect with that company, you would click launch Zoom, and Jesse, your business would be listed next to that example company. So there'd be a lot of businesses on display. You'd see them geographically, and you also see them in that grid form.
Does that Zoom tie-in, does that require a pro Zoom account, or can my free Zoom account be used for that?
Your free Zoom account can be used for that. It's just that the free Zoom will have that 40-minute limitation. I think that also Zoom will end your meeting after 40 minutes if it's just you, or even if someone joins, they may reset the clock and make it 40 minutes after that. That's something I probably should check out. But that's the good news, Carl, and you don't pay us for that. You just pay Zoom. It's between you and Zoom if you want a free or paid account.
Yes,
Mhm.
it's a BYOZ. Bring your own Zoom.
And then, so if my office hours are open, I'm sitting here, and to Carl's point, like nobody joins until minute 35. You're saying you're going to check on it, but maybe it won't shut me off. My office hours here won't turn off.
That's right. We won't shut you off here. It's Zoom Zoom has that 40-minute limit on
Right.
free Zoom accounts. So you'll see a countdown clock on Zoom. It won't be a surprise.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And just like it is,
I'm sorry, Sandra. What if I'm in a Zoom meeting with someone through your interface and someone else says, "Oh, wow, Carl's really interesting. I want to talk to him." How does it handle two people trying to do it?
Think of the analogy of if you're running a cake shop and two customers walk through the door at the same time. You would
Okay.
handle them in a similar way, kind of address both of them, acknowledge them. It's sometimes interesting for someone to hear, oh, they're ordering this type of cake. I didn't even know that was possible.
So someone else can be entered into that same conversation or that same meeting.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a regular Zoom meeting, just like you're used to. And what we do is just point people to it. And they come in whenever they see it and are interested.
there's one additional step that I just want to make a remark on is that while you are shown here as live, for example, what you would do is actually go live. You'd have to click on go live before you launch. So it indicates in the marketplace that you're live. So not only do you have to launch your own Zoom meeting and manage that, but indicate in the marketplace that you're live. And then when you're done, you just unselect that or click on it again so you're offline. So it is a one additional step, just like you would literally turn the sign on the door, say I'm open, and then when you're done, go back to that sign, walk to the door, and then click on and turn it around. Okay.
It's fun to talk about.
So one other thing or a couple of other things I want to share, and is the community page. This is a constantly developing page, but Lucas referred to the solution stack earlier. So that is when you're just kind of, it's almost like you're following a company page, but you're also, but what you do is you click on solutions, my solutions. So for instance, and I love going to Denny's because Denny's got so many solutions, but these are, you can see what is in each other's solution stack. So if I go to Denny's solution stack, Denny has experience with all of these different products, solutions, and you can see, oh, wow, Denny's got a lot of experience. You can also, if it's not selected and you're the user looking at Denny's stack and go, oh, well, I have experience with ACGI, or I also have experience with Fontiva. I can just click on that. But then the other cool thing is that you can see who else is using or has experience with that particular product or service. So, in addition, there's Stacy Williams and there's Shanita, who's got experience with this particular software. So that's the neat thing about the solution stack, and you can see who else has got that product or service in theirs.
I'll make a recommendation, Sandra. We'll pause here, maybe take any other questions, and then end the recording and letting Carl and Jesse set up their homepage on their own. Or yeah, I think that would be good. And for others that want to set up their page, they can join one of our future demos here, and we can help them.
Yeah, and I would like to share two other quick
Mhm.
things, which is that if you go to when you do have your company page all set up, just some of the key features that make it really simple for you to further your marketing tech. So if I go to, I'm here representing Kiko. It's I go to my administrative button here, which you only see if you own that page. But what's cool is that you can see the different leads that you've gotten. You can see different stats, and then here are ways to see different tools. So the current set of tools that we offer is go ahead and send your company page to your maybe existing list of clients who have great experience with you, and you want them to help endorse you. It's a way to say, hey, would you mind please sharing an endorsement so that I can put it in the marketplace, and then other folks can see who has endorsed you.
Companies with the most endorsements will rise to the top of search results.
Then here's another thing. If you have an existing newsletter that you might send out to a list of folks, and you want that, you're spending a lot of time already publishing that information. So what you can do is add, by clicking on this button, copy email address. What it's doing is it's creating a marketplace email, and you would take that and put it and subscribe the marketplace to your newsletter, if that makes sense. And then every time you publish a newsletter, it gets posted in the stream.
Okay, so you're adding this generated marketplace email address as if it was just a regular person receiving your newsletter.
Exactly.
And okay, like in MailChimp or whatever you use.
Perfect. Yes. Sorry, go back to that. So yes, it's like I'm copying, and you see what I've copied here? I've essentially created a user from the marketplace. And if I paste that, that's the unique email address. And you're just basically subscribing your company page to your own newsletter so that when it does get published, when your newsletter does get published, it comes here on the stream. Then the other thing is you might see a lot of folks, your emails are another way to market yourselves. So we've done a copy your email signature, and then you paste it into your email signature. And anytime you send out an email, someone sees below, oh, you're in the marketplace, and they get to kind of check out your company page there.
I'm really glad you thought to add that. I think that all the folks watching this recording too, those are the easiest ways to get value out of this marketplace right there.
Yeah, and these are the three things that we immediately say. As soon as you sign up, it's so easy, just do these three things, because that's a way to feel like you're starting to make use of the platform. One other thing that's cool I wanted to share with you down it's not really down the pipe, but it already exists, but we have to make this feature more loud in the marketplace, which is our comparison tool. So I'll do that here. If I wanted to, or I'll do that here. If I wanted to,
we'll go to one of the products and services.
Yeah, I'll go back to this one.
Click the admin button again to hide those. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Okay, so if I wanted to see how this UST is listed under these different categories, and if I wanted to just click on that category, I'm interested in different products and services in that category, and I want to also compare them. Like what exists out there? How do I see the difference between all of them? So if I select all of these different products just to see them side by side, I then click compare, and you now see in almost like an Amazon reviews in a category, oh, these are all the different products side by side.
One neat thing is if this is your category and you've got a premium subscription, on the left-hand side, underneath that column on the left, links, location, point of contact, you can add custom questions which prospective customers would be interested when they're comparing competitors in this category. So you can ask the questions that make you stand out. We are not in your category. We're not experts in your category, but we design this to be scalable so that you have a vested interest in making this category useful. You put in those great questions that are going to help distinguish one company from another. And all the companies actually have a vote, just a simple up and down, thumbs up, thumbs down, which isn't seen by the users, but that's what sorts that list of questions. So this will have a custom list of questions going down the left-hand side that's unique for each category. And then you're able to provide your answer for your company for each of those custom questions.
And one last thing about this feature is there in my email to you earlier, there was a form. We said if you wanted to help curate one of your categories, let us know and type in the category that you want to help curate. That's another endeavor we want to really work closely with consultants on, which is to curate your own category. You are the consultants. You're the experts in what you do in your category. And so this area is where we would work with you to say, we've got, say, these 3 consultants in education and certification. And we want to say, these have been curated by, and we'll add your names. And
your logos will be right across the top, even if your products are not being compared. So if you're one of the key partners in that category, just want to help us build out that list of questions, your logo will go on the top.
Yep. And so that the list of questions will be down here, and that gives those companies the ability to answer those questions, and then it gets displayed in this matrix. So it only helps the end user learn more and do their research to compare these products side by side. Okay, so now I will stop sharing my screen because I know that's a ton of information and we will get you onboarded. So thank you so much. I'm going to hit stop recording and we'll go on and help you guys get onboarded.
Thanks, Sandra.